Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have started working on multiplication. There are many ways to multiply. I'm going to show you two as we go through these problems. Might be a good idea to follow along because these problems will probably appear on a future assignment or test. Nobody will know for sure. Except for me, and I do know for sure.
Yeah, because you're the teacher.
Yes, I am the teacher.
Really?
All right, so first, when I'm doing pretty much any problem, I want to estimate first. You estimate before you solve the problem, not after you solve the problem. Before you solve the problem. If you do it afterwards, that's called rounding. That's not called estimating. So I have my factor of 62 and my factor of 52. Those two numbers are called factors. The answer to a multiplication problem is called a product. Now, I want to estimate to give me an idea of where my answer might be. So I'm going to make it 60 times 50. All I need to know is my 5 multiplication facts in order to do this. If you know your 5s, then it's easy peasy, raw chicken squeezy. I have zeros in my 1s places. I move both of those zeros down. Then I just need to multiply 6 times 5, and that is 30. And so my estimate is 3,000.
Yeah, tree chop.
That's my estimate. I always estimate before. If you don't estimate before you solve the problem, you're not estimating. You're rounding the answer, which does no good. Because if you got an answer of 17,286 and you round it to 17,000, that doesn't help you.
That's just
Round. Or estimate before you solve it. Now, in order to solve this problem, I need to know two things. I need to know my multiples of 2 and my multiples of 5. Everybody in here knows their 2s and 5s. If you know your 2s and 5s, this problem is super easy. If you don't know your 2s and 5s, you can always refer back to the multiplication table that you glued in your journal. I'm going to start with this factor in my 1s place. So I have 2 1s times 2 1s. How many 1s do I have? I have 4 1s. Now I'm moving over here to my 10s place. I have 2 1s times 6 10s, which gives me what? 12. So that's 12 10s, or 2 10s and 100. So I have 100, 2 10s, and 4 1s. So it equals 124. If you kind of remember what we did yesterday in our warm-up where you had to look at the picture and repeat whatever the person in front of you said because you didn't want to look at the picture and give me the answer again. Now the 5 is in the 10s place. The reason I put the 0 here is because the 5 is in the 10s place. So I'm starting with 5 10s. 5 10s. I don't do some little nursery rhyme that says, and then you bring the 0 down, and then you do the hokey pokey or whatever you've learned in the past. The reason behind the 0 is because the 5 is in the 10s place. Then I multiply my 5 through. 5 times 2 is? I have 10 10s. 10 10s is 0 10s and 100. 5 times 6 is? 30, and we had one that we had to regroup, 31. So my actual answer is 3,100. Now the second way, which we actually did here, is I multiplied 62 times 2, and I got 124. I multiplied 62 times 50, and I got 3,100. And that's all I had to do was add them together. So I can take one of my factors and put it in expanded notation, or expanded form, and then multiply that way. Because here, it's the same thing, but breaking it apart might be easier, and then you could add these two products together. I'm just saying. Now I have the next problem, 56 multiplied by 96. Always estimate it first. So I'm going to change 56 to 60. I'm going to change 96 to 100. I have 3 zeros, 3 trailing zeros at the end. So 0, 0, 0, 1 times 6 is 6,000. So my answer, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 6, is that right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
My answer should be somewhere around 6,000 if I did my estimating right. 60 times 100. All right, if I did my estimating right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this in two parts. I'm going to do 56 times 6, because 56 times 6 is what I'm doing my first step. I'm going to do 56 times 90, because this 9 is in the tens place. And we're all watching so that we can multiply goodness stuff in this situation. All I need to know are my 9s and 6s. Most of you know your 9s on your finger thing. If you don't, find somebody who does, because I don't understand it completely. Starting in my ones place, 6 ones times 6 ones is what?
36.
36 ones. So that's 6 ones and 3 tens. If I carry around 36 ones in my pocket, that would be weird. So I change in 30 of them for tens. 6 ones times 5 tens is 6 times 5? 30 plus the 3 more? 33. So 56 times 6 is 336. If you want to break the problem down like this, I'm fine with that. Because then I'm only multiplying by 6. I don't get all confused and cattywampus and make a mistake. Now I'm starting in my tens place because this 9 is in my tens place. And now I'm going to multiply, what I'm doing is multiplying 56 times 90. Because that 9 is in the tens place, 9 tens equals 90. And so we go 9 times 6 is...
It's 56. 54. Wait, 54.
54. 54 tens is 4 tens and 5 hundredths. 9 times 5 is,
45.
plus the 5 more, 50. Right? 50?
Yes.
Am I doing that right?
Wait, I'm confused
About what?
about like how you're doing it.
We're doing 9 times 6, which I got 54 tens. So the 4 goes in the tens place. The 5 is going to go up into the hundredths place.
But I would be like, why do you need the 336?
Because I multiplied 56 times 6. 56 times 6 is 336.
And then you use that.
And 56 times 90, because this 9 is in the tens place, is going to equal 5,040. See, sometimes breaking it up like that is easier. Sometimes people use the box method. My daughter says she likes that method better, that she's learned. And then I need to find the sum of those two products. So I get 6, 7, 3, 5, which is in the area of my answer here. Something seems wrong though. Did I do something wrong?
Wait, does that say 6?
Oh, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 3. That's a 5. Let's see. 54 plus 5 is 59. That's where we did wrong. 59.
Learn from your mistakes.
9 times 5 is 45. Plus 5 is 50. I did something wrong here. Let's go back because I messed up somewhere here.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Yes, because my estimate, I moved both my numbers up, so which tells me my actual product should be more than 6,000. So I may have done something wrong here. Let's go back and try and figure this out again.
It was
56 times 6
No, it was because you switched the 0 with the 9. You add that together, that would be 6,200. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's go through this again. 6 times 6 is 36. 6, carry the 3.
Yes.
30 plus 3, 36. So I have that right. 0, 9 times 6 is 54. 5, 9 times 5 is 45. And so that would be 50, right? Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Wait.
Oh, my misunderstanding is, since I moved these up, my answer should actually be less than 6,000.
Yeah.
Since I moved them both up. All right. So that makes more sense in my small brain.
I was confused.
So was I. All right, let's look at this one. First thing I'm going to do is estimate. Now your estimate might be different than mine, and that's fine. That's fine. Your estimate may be different, but we're trying to get in the same neighborhood. My 2 zeros trailing. 9 times 5 is 45. So 4,500 is my estimate. Now what I'm doing, the two problems I'm doing, is 91 times 7. That's what I do first. The second one I do is 91 times 40. Why 40? Because my 4 is in the tens place, and 4 tens equals 40.
Oh yeah, he is correct.
So easy peasy raw chicken squeezy. Multiply my ones. 7 ones times 1 ones is 7. 7 times 9 is 63. I have nothing to regroup over. 63 tens is the same as 630. What?
Since you use that 91 times 7, wouldn't you just take the 7 away from the 40?
No, I do that next. First I take my ones place through. 7, 63. So this is 637.
Oh, so you do times the bottom numbers once and then the top one?
Yeah.
Alright.
So I did 7 times 1 and got 7. 7 times 9 and got 63. Okay, so all I'm doing right here is 91 times 7.
And then that turns 7 into a 0?
Yeah, well the 7's gone now.
Yeah, 7 to 0.
I've already done it. Now I'm in the tens place. 4 tens equals 40. That's the reason I multiply by 40 here. Because 4 tens equals 40. So since I'm in my tens place, I got to start in my tens place. So I put that 0 in the ones place so I don't get confuzzled. 4 times 1 is obviously 4. 9 times 4 is how much? 36. I get 7, 12, 4,277. Is that near my estimate?
Yeah.
Yes. Estimate first. Break it apart if that makes it easier for you. And then add the two products together. So break it apart if that makes it easier on you. Then add the two products together.
How do you do that?
Now these three will appear on assignment or a test probably next week. So if you didn't write them down, they will be posted. As will some of the problems that I did in the first class will also appear in assignment or a test. So really all you'd have to do is go through and write down, and then you could use your notes. I'm just saying. Boom, shakalaka, peace out, God bless, love you, some kind. Please subscribe.